Man, if I see one more Shopify store with a name like Trendy Gadgets or Cornelius Maximus, I'm done. Just kidding. But I am going to show you my 6-step brand naming guide, the do's and don'ts, optional recommendations, what to do if a brand name is unavailable, provide some bad examples of domain names, and then we'll find the domain name together. So first I want to touch on how important a brand name is. It can quite literally make or break your business. You can test a proven product across 5 identical stores, but with a different brand name, and only one of them is going to work. And that's all because the audience resonates with the name of that store. Now, of course, it's not just the domain name that you're picking, it's the logo, it's the colors, it's the theme, it's the whole feel of your brand. But it all starts with the name. Now, before you go start spending money on ads and driving traffic to your store, let me help you pick a good brand name. So let's start with the 6-step brand naming guide. Number 1, you want the domain name to be easy to pronounce. Avoid using overly complex spellings or hard to say words. You want it to roll off the tongue. You want it to be smooth, natural. It should have a good phonetic flow. So words like Ilara, they sound balanced, smooth. And then you have words like Ziflixt, that sounds way too harsh, not something I would recommend doing. Step number 2, 1 or 2 words maximum. I would not recommend doing any more than that. You want it to be short and concise. You don't want the brand name looking like a sentence. Remember, you're making this brand name into a logo also, right? So it's going to be at the header. If it's too long, it's going to take up your entire header. It's not going to look good, especially on mobile. Number 3, you want it to be easy to spell. So when people hear it, they should know exactly how to write it. Number 4, it shouldn't limit you to a specific product. So you don't want it to be like shirtstore.com, because then you're only kind of geared towards shirts and you can't sell anything else. Number 5, you want it geared towards your target audience. So if you're selling to women, make the store sound more feminine, like Victoria's Secret. If you're selling to both genders, make it sound more general. And number 6, you want it available in .com, especially if you're selling in the United States. So I do have some optional recommendations. These aren't set in stone, but they could help. So names ending in A or O sound pleasing and tend to perform well, like Costco and Sephora. Another thing to note is if you're selling fashion, apparel, accessories, you can use full names like Daniel Wellington, which is actually a watch brand, but it does sound very classy and it can work really well for that category. Another thing, if you come across a brand name that you really like, but it's unavailable when you type in the brand name and you do .com. So for example, Elura, right? You do elura.com, it's not available. You can do things like put a domain prefix in the front. So shopelura.com, getelura.com, myelura.com. You get the idea. Now, I just want to quickly give you some bad examples so you know what not to do. Let's say you're looking for a 2-word domain name and you come across August Mulberry. So that sounds like you took 2 random words and just stuck them together. It doesn't really roll off the tongue. While it's easy to pronounce, it doesn't work, right? It doesn't go together. Another bad brand name would be Thesaurus Atelier or Atelier. It's just hard to pronounce. It looks like a challenge when you want to say it. And for the third, Sailovor. This word literally just looks confusing. I wouldn't do it. Now that we spoke about the criteria, the do's and don'ts, and what a bad brand name looks like, let's find a brand name together so you can see the whole process and understand how to do this yourself. Now let's get started. So first thing we want to do is open up 2 tabs. One is going to be ChatGPT. The other one is going to be Namecheap, and we'll start there. All right, so here we are in chat and let's hit it with some prompts. Here is a prompt I just randomly came up with while recording this video. Prompt is come up with store names for my online store. It should sound premium and high end. Provide 10 domains using 1 word and 10 domains using 2 words. Everything should be easy to pronounce. Names that I like are Nordstrom and Daniel Wellington, just like a watch company, and the names in O or A. So let's see what we get. Okay, so Velato, not bad. Velora, also not bad. Lunaro, not the best. It reminds me of like a moon, with lunar. Alessio, also not bad. Alvora. So let's try Velato. All right, so now we are in Namecheap and we're going to put in the word velato.com. Let's see what pops up. Not available, of course. So let's do something like shop Velato. There we go. Boom. The actual domain name that you're buying is going to be shopvelato.com, and your logo will just be Velato. Now, as far as the logo goes, you want it to look premium. You want it to look high end. You kind of like set the tone once the customer lands on your website. Obviously, if you're selling some like TikTok gadget, maybe that's not the vibe that you want to give. But if you're selling something like apparel, it just kind of sets the tone. So I'm going to take it a step further and create a logo for it because I kind of want to see what it's going to look like. All right, so here we are in Canva. You could use Canva, Photoshop, whatever, just to make this logo for just ease of use here. We're going to be using Canva. Once you log in, you just click on, create a logo. And here we're going to do text. So we'll add a text box. Let me move this up over here, and I'll make it a bit bigger just for the video. We're replacing this with Velato. Personally, I like it in all capitals. It doesn't have to be this way, but I do think it looks pretty good. So let's do, I don't know, corporate or something. So this one I think looks pretty solid. I'll show you some more variations. No. So this one is not bad. I like this one. Oswald looks pretty good. This one is also pretty good. So what was that? Futura, Oswald, this League Spartan thing. But yeah, really you could use any of these. So like this looks good. If you land on a website and this is at the header, it looks good. It looks premium. It looks high end. So this is good to go. And let me make this a bit bigger. So there we go. Looks good. So all in all, we basically found a store name right on ChatGPT, the free version, matter of fact. Then we went to Namecheap, added the word shop in here, and now you can add other words. It doesn't have to be shop. I just wanted to show you that you can make iterations of the word that you find in chat. And even without adding shop, we probably could have, like something like Velato or, whatever it is. Well, actually, it would be here. So like Velato, and like get rid of shop and, whatever it is. Basically, you can keep playing with these words until you find something that works. And then we moved on to Canva, found a good font. Now we know visually how it's going to look. Now, if you are interested in creating your own online store, the Namecheap domain you see, typically we want to aim for this price. So a good domain for $11.28 is perfect. And Shopify actually has a promo, $1 a month for 3 months. I'll put the link to this in the description. So all in, you're looking at $12, $13 to get up and running for 3 months. If this video was helpful to you guys, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Now go name that store and make some money. I'll see you guys in the next video.